What's up, Guncle fam, and welcome back to your Favorite Guncle Podcast. It's your favorite Guncle and your favorite host. It's your boy, James, and I'm super excited to dive into the good, bad, and everything in between when it comes to secrets and relationships. But before we do, let's dive into our cocktail of the day, which is a coffee martini. If you haven't seen it, the recipe is on my Instagram story, so go ahead and check that out now. Today's topic is secrets in a relationship. Everybody has secrets, okay? Even in your relationships, whether it's good secrets, bad secrets, we all have them. Good secrets could be surprise birthday parties, something simple like that. Keeping a little, you might have bought something on Amazon and you hide it from your husband. I don't know who do that. Maybe I do it sometimes, but that's my business, okay? And that's your business too. So secrets are very natural to have in a relationship, but secrets can be harmful. But before we get into all of that, let's get into a question that a listener recently wrote in. I've been seeing a guy for about 6 months. That's a good amount of time. However, I really like this guy, but I found out him and his best friend stopped talking for about a couple weeks now, and he haven't mentioned anything about it to me. Should I bring it up, or should I wait till he brings it up? I'm starting to feel like he's keeping it from me, and it's a secret. What should I do? That's a good question. I think we all been there where we kind of feel like something's off with our partner, but we don't know how to broach the conversation. We don't know how to really get past that hump of, weeding through the feelings and the complexities of talking to a partner. But communication is key in any relationship. How you say it is very important. You could say something very harsh and say it nicely, and somebody will receive it better because of the way you said it. Tone of voice, opportunity to surround and read the room. If he starts to shut you down when you're trying to broach the conversation, maybe respect that, because that could be a boundary for him, and it could be something painful, especially when you stop talking to a friend. A best friend at that. That's really, really hard, and that could bring up a lot of emotions for your partner. So you want to kind of respect that and give him that space to feel how he feels without you impeding and trying to get information, because it may not have anything to do with you and you could be making the situation worse. You want to be loving and want to be there for your partner, and you trying to get that information can make them feel not supported. So you want to be careful with that. And you also want to recognize where that is coming from, because if you're wondering, why is he not telling me this? If it's insecurities from past relationships that you have that's triggering you because he didn't tell you about something that had nothing to do with you, that might be a problem. So you might have to check out, where is it coming from you? Why does that bother you? For me though, in my relationship, I don't know if I would read too much into it, because my husband don't really talk to his friends anyway. If he was keeping it a secret and he didn't tell me about it, I would definitely feel some type of way, because weeks is a long time. And I feel like that is a significant impact into his life that I would want to know about just as a partner. I want to know who you're hanging out with. I want to know when somebody hurts your feelings, because I want to be there to be that shoulder to cry on. I want you to feel comfortable coming to me and talking to me about anything. And so I can understand if you feel some type of way about that, because, hey, at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, communication is key. It can make or break somebody. But on the devil advocate side of things, okay? Now, if I'm being toxic, and this is what my toxic intuitions is telling me, okay, I want to know why they stopped talking, because that's very important. What if they stopped talking because your man or your significant other was wilding out? Or what if they had something going on between each other? That is the true tea, because it's just like, why would you tell me? If it's your friend and you're really upset about something, why is it hard? Why is it a secret? What's the tea? And I also would just want to know, because I'm just nosy like that. So give me the answers. I would sit them down, get them a little wine or something, and I'll play a game, two truths and a lie. Tell me what's going on in your life. Make it fun, but get to the bottom of it. But try not to, pry too hard. Every relationship is different, and you really got to know your partner, and you got to be ready to accept whatever comes out their mouth. It could be good, bad, and you got to be there for it. If you want to know, you got to be prepared for the information that you receive. That's an important thing. Don't ask questions you don't want to know. It's important not to pry, but it's also important to get the answers that you need. I had a personal situation before I met my husband. I was seeing a guy who I saw for a good amount of time. I think it was around 6 months as well. I was dating this guy, and he kept telling me, there's something I want to tell you, but I'm just not ready to. And I decided to respect his boundaries. And throughout the relationship or the situationship, whatever you want to call it, he kept saying it like, there's something I want to tell you. There's something I want to tell you guys. Girl, my dumb ass should have cried, because I said, I'm going to be healthy and I'm going to trust that, whatever he has to tell me is something good. It could be something good. It doesn't necessarily mean it's something bad. Wrong. It was bad. Guys, this man let me date him for 6 months. Kept saying he had to tell me. What he had to tell me was he was married. So make sure you get those answers, because sometimes you never know what's out there, okay? You might be dealing with a married man, you don't know. Maybe that best friend was his real husband or something. I don't know. Maybe he's gay. I don't know. Get to the answers, okay? You got to be prepared for whatever comes. And that's my personal story. That doesn't mean it's yours. But I'm just saying, I've seen it on both sides, so you want to make sure that you get the answers that you need for your own clarifications. Because at the end of the day, a relationship is two people. They need two people to survive, and you need two people to have communication. It needs to be a two-way street. It can't just be one way. I can't be just the only one who's putting in the work and actually sharing with my partner, and my partner is a little iron bolt and don't want nobody to get in. Let me in, nigga. Okay? So it depending on the situation, make sure you get the information you need, because that's important. That's what my mama always told me, and I'm gonna tell you that, because that could open up a whole nother can of worms. Because you done ask questions to talk about let me in, and they done let you in, and it's some bullshit. So like, you should have left me out. Okay, so you want to be careful what you're asking and when you're asking, and you also want to be respectful of your partner's boundaries, and you want to be honest to yourself. If you know that you can't be in a relationship where you feel like your partner is hiding things from you, that's very important, and that's very real. And that's important for you to express to your partner, because at the end of the day, it takes two people to be in a relationship, and it takes two people to be in a happy relationship. So if he's not going to put in the work that you need to put in, that you need him to put in, and you're not going to put in the work that he needs, maybe y'all don't need to be together. If he can't communicate what's going on in his daily life, if he can't communicate when something major happens, maybe that's a red flag, and you need to kick the other door. But that would be up to you, because at the end of the day, like I said, shout out to top of your brow. That's your business, okay? And don't let nobody tell you different. So make sure that you try to get the information respectfully first. Be calm, be sweet, be very loving. You'll attract more bees with honey. So try being very sweet. And then if that doesn't work, then they ask, no, I need to know, or you can go. And stand on business. That's all you have to do. Next week we have another juicy topic. So make sure you subscribe, like, follow. If you haven't already seen, I'm going to be doing a drawing pretty soon. I'll be releasing that information onto my Instagram. So make sure that you're following my Instagram, my TikTok, and all that stuff. So I'm going to be dropping really good things for you guys. And I want you guys to win that $100 drawing for an Amazon gift card. So go ahead and go to my Instagram, figure out what you have to do for that, because I already said it. So I'm not going to say it again. If you have any questions that you want me to read on the podcast or discuss, send it in. Our email is yourfavoriteguncle@gmail.com.